Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I have a 3-parter with Pinkfresh Friday, Mixed Media Mayhem, and Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. So lots of hopping going on today. This layout right here was picked by Scrappy Kathy for Mixed Media Mayhem. It is a really cool layout and lots going on, so I'm gonna do something a little different. Here is the pin I pulled from Pinterest. It's like a mood board with some different colors, and it fits perfectly with this Pinkfresh Studio Good Times collection. And I'm going to document these 2 for sure, and I'm hoping to bring this 3rd picture in from a wedding in 2015. And like I said, this is Pinkfresh Good Times. And I have quite a bit of this collection because it's pretty new to me. So I'm hoping to have enough papers to do that justice. I have a ink spray for splattering, and I have 3 inks now, but I'm going to pull in at least 1 more ink pad to work with in a little bit. So I'm hoping to get all of that done and do this the layout that we are lifting some justice. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my mixed media, my pictures, my pin, this layout from, it's a hip kit layout. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, instead of just doing like an ink splattering at the bottom, I'm actually using this floral stamp. I have 2, one's a little bit bigger than the other. And I'm starting with, I think it's the seedless grapes. I showed you in the beginning. I'm not sitting right at my desk. I start with the purple, and then I'm going to add in, I think this is salvage patina. Y'all, it's been a crazy week or so. I just moved, and this is one of the first layouts I'm doing since I've moved, but I had a lot of fun creating with this collection and using this totally unique layout. I've not really done any paper rolling before. I definitely tear and distress, but I never tried to roll up my paper. So I am working on the papers that I want to use. I know I need a couple that are a little wider or deeper, and then a bunch that are a little bit on the smaller side. And I like using a paper where I like both sides. First, when you're rolling, you can see both sides, and second, then you're only using 1 paper instead of 2. And so I tear a bit off of this mint colored paper, and the other side of that is like this pinky leaf, and I'm going to use that too, so that way I am getting more bang for my buck and less scraps. So I'm just laying them out to get an idea. Now, my papers, torn bits and rolled bits, end up being a little longer than what is on this layout, because in the end I only have I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches at the bottom. I am okay with that. I like the way that this layout ended up. So here's where I'm doing things a little bit different. It looks like, based on when I zoom in on this layout, it looks like it is like paste that's inked over, and I don't do that. I'm just using these stamps, and then I'm going to add a little something to it. But I went with the concept of the multiple floral imprints there. And so I brought in the Uncharted Mariner, which is that dark blue-green color, because I thought that would be a really nice pop off of this page. And so I brought that in, and I'm using the salvage patina to kind of fill in some places. And I also have that grape, Concord, seedless grape. I think it's seedless grape. And then I decided I wanted to spray it with water because I love the look of that, and I think that it would add a little bit. I do take a paper and kind of soak up some of that extra water and spray it again in some places where it didn't do what I wanted it to. And so I'm going to set that aside after I splatter some like a yellowy orange color on here that goes pretty well with the orangey yellow color in this collection. So, and I think it's spiced marigold. Spiced marigold? That sounds weird. So anyway, so now I am trying to roll these papers, and Pinkfresh is some thick paper, so it's really good for rolling once you get it started. And my pointer finger on my right hand, my nail is broken, so I had a harder time like getting it rolled up the way that I wanted to at first. It just took me a little longer, but in the end it was fine. So I am trying to get everything laid down to where I want to make sure everything is peeking out somewhere. It doesn't have to be showing everywhere, but I definitely want it to be peeking out here, there, or the other. And so now you can see where there's only like 2.5, 3 inches at the bottom instead of what looks like maybe 4.5 or 5 inches on the bottom of the layout that we're using, the inspiration layout, which is, like I said, gorgeous, and those colors are great, which kind of inspired me with my colors because they're pretty similar in ways. So I trimmed these 2 3x4 pictures of my kids down. These are just pictures of them. My uncle got married in 2015, and one of the things they had on the kids' table was a deck of cards with their initial on them. And I think it actually has their name on it too, but it has their initial kind of large on the back of the cards. And candy galore. My uncle knows how to win them over. Our family is big into card games, so it was the perfect gift. And his wife is also she plays, games and stuff like we do too. So it was definitely the perfect gift, and the kids had such a good time playing with those. And it definitely kept them preoccupied during all the speeches and, all the things that happen at weddings and stuff. So it was fun. But then I have this other little picture, and I am going to end up bringing that in. And it is my nephew, my son, and then I think maybe one of our cousins. But all you can see is part of his head, and they're sitting at the table kind of playing with the cards. And I had printed it, so I guess that, I intended on using it. So I am going to find a way to tuck that in. So I put the tags up at the top. Now, please don't tell Sandy that I have not filled in or covered or put anything in those tag holes. So I hope not to be like kicked out of the scrapbooking club. I don't know. Because after I glued it down with Nuvo Deluxe, I realized that I had not put anything through it, and I was not trying to pry that up. That paper is still a little damp from where I sprayed it with water, and that wasn't happening. So we're just gonna leave it. It is kind of like got that little the little ring around it, and so I'm okay with it. It'll be fine. Normally, if I forget a tag hole, I just put like a sticker over it, or I'll put a enamel dot in there. But it has like a little gear in there, so can't do that. But that's okay. It's perfectly fine, and I like the look, so that's fine too. So I am tucking this little picture of them playing with the cards in over here, and I made sure to bring some purple embellishments in since there's not a lot of purple in any of the paper except from where I've stamped it. A lot of the purple that was in the one leafy bit paper is kind of covered up a little bit. So here is the lamp from Mixed Media Mayhem, and I love the way that this turned out. I like the bright colors, and it was in the fall. It was a September wedding, so that's why I decided to go with this Good Times collection. So, and I feel like I stuck pretty close to the off the board pin that I pulled. So I will do a little journaling on that part up there at the top, and that's it. So I hope that you all will go check out everybody who's hopping along with Pinkfresh Friday, as well as Mixed Media Mayhem and Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. It will be on any playlist that is a part of all of that. And I hope that you'll come back and see me again very soon. Hope you all have a great day. I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.